Hello, this is Mr. Collier, and today we're going to make this 8-pointed star tessellation. Okay, so we're going to do this in Geogebra. And if you look at this 8-pointed star configuration, we've got an 8-pointed star, then we've got another 8-pointed star over here to the right. So we're going to take one 8-pointed star and translate it over here, then do the same down here. Then we're going to automatically get this cross symbol in the middle. Okay, so we're going to start off with Geogebra, and make sure we have geometry selected, not basic geometry, or you're not going to be able to do some of the things we're going to be doing. Okay, so we're going to go to geometry. We're going to make sure that's on geometry, and we're going to start off with a circle. Okay, so we're going to start off with a dot and then a circle. You can make it as big as you want because you can always zoom in and zoom out anyway and change the size. So we're going to start with circle, and we're going to be making a 8-pointed star within the circle. So we're going to do that by first making a square, and then which has 4 vertices, and then we're going to rotate that so we've got 8 vertices, and then we've got an 8-pointed star. So firstly, I've got these couple points here. I'm going to make a line through these 2 points. Okay, now we've got a diameter going across the circle, and I want to make a perpendicular line to that, so I can go up to this tool, go to perpendicular line, click on the point, the center point of the circle, and then click on the line, and it makes a perpendicular line. Okay, then we're going to draw a square through these points of intersection here. But first I want to mark the points of intersection, so I'm going to click the Mark Intersect Two Objects tool, and then I'll be able to find the exact points of intersection. So you go until both these are highlighted, and then you can click and the point will be exactly on the intersection. Okay, then we're going to go and make a polygon, not regular polygon, but polygon. Okay, and we're going to do that, and we're going to select all the points of the square, and then back to the original. Okay, there. When that happens, that means you've completed the square, so we're done. Now at this point, I'm going to I think I'm going to hold Command or Control if you're using a PC, and I'm going to click on everything that I don't want to see right now, so the 2 lines in the circle. Then I'm going to right click on a PC or 2-finger click on a Mac, and I'm going to remove the show object. Okay, remove that, and then we've just got our square. We're going to rotate that square to get an 8-pointed star. So I'm going to go to rotate object around point by angle. So I'm going to select my object, select my point of rotation, and 45 degrees is what I want. If I do 90 degrees, I'm just back to the same square. So 45 degrees is halfway there. So I'm going to do that, and there we've got the square. Now here are you have to be very careful at this point, I guess, because we've got actually 2 squares overlapped, so it's not one big structure. So if we color, we have to color both those squares independently. So it's better to make one polygon so that we can color that. So we're going to do that right now. We're actually going to go back to the intersection of 2 objects. Okay, so I'm going to carefully select these points at the intersection points here. Okay. So I'm selecting these points. Got them all in there. Okay, so got all those points of intersection. And let me see, can I hide this? Okay, I'm going to do that right now. I'm actually going to get rid of those squares. I'm going to click on Show Object to unshow it. And they're gone, and now I can make a new polygon, my 8-pointed star. So I'm going to do that now with Polygon tool. And I'm going to connect the dot. So all this is for, the reason we're doing all this is so that we have one object that is an 8-pointed star and not 2 squares. So this is going to be a lot easier for coloring and translating and tessellating later. Okay, so when the borders become thick like that, that means my polygon is finished. And now I've got an 8-pointed star. I can click on it and change the color as I want. Maybe I'll change that to yellow, and then you can make it darker, whatever you want, okay? Alright, so I got my 8-pointed star. Now I'm going to tessellate it. I'm going to make many copies of this. So I'm going to do that by going up to here, and selecting vector between 2 points. And I can go from B prime to D prime over here. So you want to pick, I can go across this way, or I can go up here with my tessellation. But you want to make your vector from one point of the star to the opposite point. Okay, so going right through the center of the 8-pointed star. So that's my vector line. That means when I make my new 8-pointed star over here, it's going to be moved exactly this distance in this direction. It's going to be right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and select Translate Object by Vector. I'm going to select my star and then click on the vector, and there you go, it's over there now. Okay, you can do that again actually. Actually, let's not do that. Let's just do it once in that direction, and then we're going to go down in this direction and make 4. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go from C to E prime down here. What happened? Vector between 2 points, and select my 2 points. Okay, so now this one's going down, and then I can go to the Translate Object by Vector, select everything, and then click on this. And I seem to have made a mistake, so I think I've got to try that again. Okay, I think I needed to select more of it there. So Translate Object by Vector. I'm going to select all that, and I'm going to then click on this vector. This vector makes it go down. Okay, there you go. I've got all of it this time. Don't worry with the points. We'll get rid of all these points later, and even that point. They'll all disappear later. So now I've got 4. These 8-pointed octagons. In the middle, we've got this cross polygon, or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to actually color that, and we need to make it a polygon first. So I'm going to go to Polygon Tool, and I'm going to select all these points. Okay, selecting the points. Okay, so make sure you select them all in order, and when you're finished, it will make a border like that. Now I can color it the way I want. Maybe I'll make some blue here. I can make it a bit dark. Okay, there we go. So I've got that. Now I can probably make a copy of that. I'm going to make a new vector. Actually, let me get rid of these vectors because it might get confusing later. I'm going to unshow that vector. Unshow that vector. Let me try that again. Okay, so all the vectors are gone. I'm going to make a new vector. This vector is going to go right across. Let me try that one more time. So the vector is going to go right across the tile. So I'm going to go to Translate Object by Vector and select everything again. Click on the vector. Oops, I missed. You gotta try it again. Try it again. Translate Object by Vector. Okay, I need to unselect that point. Then I'm going to Translate Object by Vector. I'm going to select everything and click on that vector. And there we go. But notice I'm missing this part in the middle. Okay, so we don't need to draw the polygon again. I'm actually going to shift this blue cross into this hole over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a vector, and I want to go this distance so I can make the vector like right there. Okay, and then I'm going to go to translate object by vector, and I can select it. Okay, then I'm going to select a vector, and it moves over here. Okay, so I filled in that gap. Okay, I can zoom out a bit, maybe. And now I can make another copy, maybe up here. So I want a vector going up. Vector between 2 points, so I can go from here to here. And then go to translate object by vector. Select, now I gotta be careful, make sure I select everything this time. So last time I made a mistake, so I'm going to select everything. Click on that upward vector. And there we go. Okay, and again, I gotta fill in these areas in the middle, so I'm going to make a new vector. Vector, okay. So I need to go this distance, so I'm going to take this one and move it up there. So I'm going to make this vector. Okay, that's exactly the distance that I want and the direction. I want to move it up here. Okay, so I can go translate object by vector. Now let me try something. I haven't tried this before, but I want to get all three of these to go up by that vector. All three of them to go up there. So I'm going to hit command or hold command. I'm going to select this one. So I just clicked on that. This one and this last cross, all three of them, and let's see if this works. And then click on that vector. Nope, didn't work. Okay, let's try it again. Translate object by vector. Alright, let me see. I think I messed it up. Translate object by vector. I'm going to select this object, then hit vector. There, that works. I'm going to translate object by vector. Hit this, or click on this cross down here. Click the same vector, that's the upward vector. Then I filled it in. Translate object by vector. I'm going to select this region. Click on this vector. And I filled in all my gaps. Okay, so you can continue making, continue tessellating and making more copies. Right now we've got 4 by 4 8-pointed stars, so we got like 16 8-pointed stars. If you translate the whole figure again over here, okay, you're going to have 32 stars, and then you can do it again. You're going to have 64 stars. So you can make as big as you want. Maybe you want to make it very big so you can have pattern for like wrapping paper or something like that. But you can keep going as much as you want. And eventually, when you want to stop, you want to get rid of all these, or you want to hide all the points and the vectors so you've got just your design. So I'm going to show you that now for our last step. Okay, so you're going to go to Options and Advanced, and wait a second. It takes a while, so we're going to go to this one over here, Object Properties, and you can click on the word point. It selects all the points, and here's your basic preferences for your points. So you click on Show Object just once, just click once, and you'll have to wait like a while. Okay, maybe 10, 20 seconds before it unchecks and all the points go away. So we're waiting, we're still waiting, it takes a while. Okay, now it's gone. So if you look at the picture, all the points are gone. Okay, they're all unshown or hidden. Okay, so it looks pretty nice there now, except for those vectors. So we also want to get rid of the vectors. So I'm going to minimize that, minimize that, minimize, minimize. Vectors are way down the bottom. Select, click on the word vector. And what happens here? It's not... Okay, here's what can happen. I think I click Show Object. And I'm going to wait. Okay, it's checked. Now uncheck again. And hopefully all those vectors are gone. Let me see. Yep, all the vectors are gone. Okay, so now I've got just my design and absolutely no vectors. Okay? Okay, so now you can try it.